Where are the American fans? I mean, World's Strongest Man makes a massive loss every year in America. Brian Shaw has just stated that he made a massive loss through people not showing up and not buying the live stream. And Giants Live ran Las Vegas last year, the World Deadlift Championships, and lost money. Where are the American fans? Why aren't you getting up off your fat American holes and supporting these competitions? Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. What a fantastically bad day it is here in Ireland. There's lots and lots of water falling from the sky, which is no major fucking day for Ireland. It's always raining. If anyone in Arizona, for once, wants to send me over some sunshine, I'm always sending these fuckers over in Arizona rain. Where is my sunshine? Cunts. Anyway, today we're going to respond, we're going to react, and we're going to watch Brian Shaw's video after the strongest man on earth. I have to say, God, it's kind of heartbreaking watching this. I'd much prefer if Brian made lots and lots of money, because we've seen in the past from Brian Shaw, when the competition makes money, in fairness to him, through history, you can like or dislike him, he has always pumped that money back into the athletes. And you can say what you want about him, you can fucking dislike him as much as you want. He's always put the money back into athletes, he's always looked after the athletes. Granted, this year he went a bit horny with the events and tried to murder people, but other than that, now I know that's a bit of a showpiece and it's just trying to get more people eyes on the sport, and which in turn gets more money which he can put back into the athletes. So I can kind of see his reasoning for picking these mad events. So it's kind of like this was sent to me as, oh, you should react to this and laugh at him for failing. Do you know what? I kind of put my hands up to Brian Shaw and say fair play, because how many other people would come on and say, I put on a strongman show and I failed, I didn't make any money, I walked away from that making zero. I can tell you how many people would actually admit to that. No one. So I say fair play to Brian Shaw for putting his feelings out there and actually saying what's happening in reality, that he's putting on these amazing shows and no one is fucking supporting him. Like, it's a bit fucking heartbreaking, to be honest. Anyway, let's watch his video and let's react to his video.
What's up, guys? Hope you all are doing well. I want to recap the 2025 Shaw Classic to Strongest Arm on Earth collab with East vs. West 19.
Now, I think this part here is one of the reasons he didn't make money. He's trying to make the Strongman Classic something it isn't, which is an arm wrestling competition. No one gives a fuck about arm wrestling. And it's just like, Jesus Christ, can we not just tune in and watch some strongmen? I think he's just trying to do too much. I think if he focused more on the strongman and the strongest man on earth, he would make a lot more money. There would be a lot more people tuning in. I think he should appease to the biggest fans on the planet for strongman, which is the UK crowd. Okay, this competition didn't start until I think it was 10 or half 10 at night. Now, Brian Shaw, I hope you're watching this, because I have genuine good points that'll help make you money. It's not going to help make me money, it'll help you make money. So please watch this, Brian Shaw. And if you know Brian Shaw personally, send him this video. He started this competition at half 10 at night on a Saturday night. Most UK people are either in bed or they're out drinking. They're not going to be at or watching this competition. Secondly, when you don't watch it live, there's a very few people that are going to pay $25 to watch a second-hand competition. So the following day, you look at this thing and it's $25 to watch a replay. That's not going to happen. I think you should appease to the UK fans, put this competition on at 5 o'clock like Giants Live do. You know what I mean? And I think he would have got a lot more people buying into that online stream, which is where the most of his money is, where the most of his money he can make. Because if you're going to try and, like, he's trying to match up with the American fans, and they're shit. American strongman fans are just shit, and we've seen it in the past. I was at World's Strongest Man this year. It was on in Sacramento, California, and nearly everyone I spoke to that was there watching World's Strongest Man in America, hundreds and hundreds of miles away from the UK, was from the UK. Like, where are the American fans? You've got some of the greatest athletes on the planet, some of the greatest strongman athletes ever, and you're just not showing up for them. Is it because there's just not American strongman fans, or is it you can't get up, you can't be bothered to get up off your fat American hole and go and support the strongman? I don't know what it is, but Brian should focus on keeping the UK fans happy and fuck the American fans, because they're just not there, and if they're there, they're not showing up. At least the UK fans show up, and then you have Giants Live, who brought the World Deadlift Championships to Las Vegas last year. Again, an empty stadium. And he had, I think it was later, I can't remember what time it was on. I'm not sure if he did it to the UK fans or the American fans. But again, I remember talking to Darren about this. It was a massive loss. He made no money on this competition. And it's the same thing with Brian Shaw, as we'll see in a minute. He's said the same thing. He's made no money from this competition. And it's such a fucking shame. I'd love to see Brian making loads and loads of money, but it didn't fucking happen.
This is probably one of the areas, looking back, that created a ton of stress for sure for me. And I think it's very unaware that a lot of the Europeans were going to kind of boycott and not participate in the event, which, overall.
Does anyone know why the Europeans boycotted this competition and didn't bother showing up? I have no idea. I've tried to search for the answer and I can't find it. So if anyone knows, would you inform me, please?
All I would say is disappointing, and I think that's great. So let's get into the strongest man on earth. And I have to say, this contest was one of the best strongman contests, top to bottom, possibly that I have ever witnessed. And I want to thank, again, the fans for being there in person, for tuning in, supporting the contest. That's, something that doesn't get said enough.
Are you one of the people that bought this live stream, or are you just one of these people that just bitches online about strongman, doesn't pay it? Like, I have membership to Official Strongman, I have membership to Brian Shaw, hoping that money helps them pay for shit, because that's what you do for the sport that you love. Another thing Brian Shaw hasn't done is, and I think it's a massive thing, because for me personally, one of the biggest ways I make money is just through sales and fucking views and everything else. It's through Facebook. I clicked onto Brian Shaw's Facebook page, his Strongest Man on Earth page, and they haven't posted for 3 months nearly. There was nothing about the Strongest Man on Earth. There was nothing about the guys competing there. There was no fucking... I think he missed a massive opportunity. There was a massive window there to sell tickets and to sell online tickets. I mean, all you have to do is post a couple of times a day, and eventually, what will happen there, if you... it's nearly 1 times out of 12 or 15 on Facebook, your stuff will go viral and it'll pick up a bit of traction, and then you're going to sell tickets, and do you know what I mean? It's kind of a snowball effect on Facebook. And the same thing on TikTok. He missed out a massive thing on TikTok. I know TikTok is the most annoying fucking social media. I don't use it. I can't be fucked with it. But again, if I had a business like that where I'm trying to promote a sport to people to buy tickets, TikTok is the place to be. The last post he did do on Facebook was I think it was the 1st of July, and it was related to arm wrestling. The Strongest Man on Earth page, and their last post about arm wrestling is so stupid. I don't know who Brian Shaw's social media manager is, but you need to get rid of that cunt, because he's fucking useless. You should be posting constantly on Instagram. Another thing as well is, it's called the Strongest Man on Earth. Can you not rename the fucking pages Strongest Man on Earth? Because even on the Instagram page, it's called the Shaw Classic. It's so fucking confusing. If you're going to get new fans into this, the new fans are going to say the Shaw Classic, or where's the Strongest Man on Earth? They're not going to realise that the Shaw Classic is the Strongest Man on Earth. You'd have to be a massive fan to know the difference. And that's literally a fucking 30-second job to change the name of the page to the Strongest Man on Earth and change the logo. It's literally 30 seconds to fix these things. And my point about that is, even if you only sold 100 tickets from that small 30 seconds, isn't that 100 more tickets that you sold? And the same thing with the Facebook page. The Facebook page is a Shaw Classic, Shaw Classic, Shaw Classic. There's nothing about the Strongest Man on Earth, which is it's so much easier to sell a ticket. Look, do you know, if I come up to you and I say, here's a ticket to the Strongest Man on Earth, or here's a ticket to the Shaw Classic, if you didn't know strongman, you're going to say, oh fuck, I want to watch Strongest Man on Earth, because you haven't a fucking clue who Shaw is or who the Shaw Classic is. So I think if you just focus more on the name and the marketing, if you got a marketing person in there that actually knows how to market shit, someone like me, he would sell thousands more tickets. I mean, even if I haven't a clue about marketing, but I bet you if I went in there, I would sell so much more tickets to the Strongest Man on Earth. It's fucking easy. I do have the gift of the gab, and I would sell sand to an Arab, as they say in Ireland. But there's so many flaws in this marketing that he's got going on. And I'd just love to fucking, it's so easy to fix. A couple of things to fix.
I think, because the support of this event is how it happens. So what I do want to go into now is the prize money. And as you guys know and have heard in the past, very much with this event, what we do is we take prize money from the in-person tickets. we take it from the live stream, of course, we take it from the sponsors, and we try to put all of that together and give the athletes as much as we possibly can. This year, what I do have to say is our sponsorship was down significantly. Our in-person tickets were also down, and our live stream sales were down. So all of those things combined, it was a tough situation to be in, and
he forgets to mention here as well, and it's something he should be very honest about, is he took money from the strongman purse and gave it to the arm wrestlers, which is bollocks, because I just don't think that should happen. Why would you take it away from the strongman who brought the crowd there, make them watch the fucking arm wrestling, take their money out of the strongman purse and give it to the arm wrestlers? As I say, this is not an arm wrestling event. Stop trying to showcase it and take money out of the fucking purse to pay these fucking aggressive arm shakers off. Stop it. Forget about it. It should be like a fucking... And there was such a big deal about the arm wrestling. No one fucking cares about arm wrestling. There's probably like if you had an arm wrestling event in the UK, how many tickets would you sell? 50 or 100? No one cares. No one cares. Please the crowd where the fans are. And the fans are in strongman. You have lots of fans. Look at some of the more popular pages, strongman pages. They've up like Mitchell Hooper's YouTube page has nearly 500,000, and that's all about strongman. They're your fans. You could have 500,000 people watching this fucking show.
Kerry and I talked about this, and basically, after everything, all the expenses were accounted for and everything what was put in to the sheet. At the end of it, we wanted to be able to give at least a good amount of prize money back. Last year, we were above $260,000. We had to drop that pretty significantly this year, and with us throwing in some money. And again, Kerry and I not walking away with anything and taking a loss here.
And you know what I hate to hear? That the fact that Brian Shaw and Kerry put all this effort into this competition and they're walking away with their fucking hands hanging. They made no profit out of it. And even if they did make a small bit of profit out of it, it wasn't enough. They should be walking away from this fucking with hundreds of thousands in their pocket. The effort that they put into these things. And it's such a good show to watch. So that is genuinely heartbreaking to hear.
The prize money was at $180,000 overall. So your top three here were Evan Singleton, who got $68,400. Second was...
So Evan Singleton got $68,000. Just to put that into perspective, last year Mitchell Hooper got $100,000. So Evan Singleton is $32,000 out of pocket because of a couple of fucking things that are easily fixed, in my opinion.
Lucas Hatton, who walked away with $30,600, and then third was Thomas Evans, who walked away with $19,800. So the reality is with this event, and I think that a lot of you hopefully realize at this point, this contest, the Shaw Classic event, the strongest man on earth, all of that it's myself, it's Kerry, it's our team. And that's really as far as it goes. So, when we put on these events, there's a massive impact to us financially because we have to invest in the contest, and then we have to hope that things come back and that it works out because, you don't get any money coming in until the event actually happens. And that's, always a big challenge. And our time is also a big factor. There's a lot of commitment and I know that so many people
So he's basically said there towards the end that Brian Shaw Classic or the strongest man on earth will not be happening next year unless they get a boatload of money. And to be honest, if I was a multimillionaire or a billionaire, I would happily put money into that because again, I love this sport and I'd love to see them do well. And I think they just need a small little bit of a push with a bit of money to help them generate more money. So it's sad. If Brian Shaw Classic, the strongest man on earth, doesn't happen next year, I wouldn't be happy about that. I wouldn't be. I just hope that they do figure it out. I think one of the things that Brian Shaw should look into is actually bringing it to the UK. I mean, they have World's Strongest Man in America every year, and it's a failure nearly every year. And like anyone at the World's Strongest Man will tell you that they make no money. It almost didn't happen last year. And it's just because of the location, because if World's Strongest Man was in the UK, they would sell out an arena. And you could do it in the World's Strongest Man 4 nights. Each one of the fucking nights would sell out. So Brian Shaw should look to do the strongest man on earth in the UK next year and fuck America and are shitty, lazy fucking fans that won't go to these competitions, because if you put on the strongest man on earth in the UK, it would fucking pack out. Even if you put it in Ireland, because like UK is like an hour flight from Ireland. Ireland is really expensive because we're the biggest shower of fucking leprechauns over here. All we want is money, 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 money. It's so expensive. I brought this up with Darren before. Why doesn't he put a giant slave on in Ireland and bring all the giants here? And he said, I'd love to, but it is 4 times the fucking price. Like, what are we doing over here in Ireland? It's such a money-grabbing cunt of a country. Oh, it's like fucking Jewland over here. So, Brian Shaw, if you're watching this, please having a crack at putting it on in the UK before you fucking throw the towel in, because I promise you, Brian, you will make money if you bring it to the UK. I fucking promise you, I would put my savings on it, that if Strongest Man on Earth happened in the UK, you will make a fucking bucket of money. Good day, lads. Let me know what you think. Am I wrong? I'm not wrong, because I'm never fucking wrong. Let me know what you think. Should the Strongest Man on Earth happen in the UK next year? Good day to you.